Hello, this is Tutorial Island, and today I'm going to show you how to structurize your app code and make some basic routings. Okay, so first of all, we will need to create an app module. We could create that one by using Angular CLI commands, and I will show you a difference why we should use Angular CLI commands instead of creating files by hand. Manually. So for example, I have here app module and I want to create a TypeScript file. Where it is? Here. Okay, and I want it to be named app-routing.module. So this distinguish is the TypeScript file type or purpose, and I'm going to create it like that. So now I created the file. It actually added the file here, but the file is empty. So what I need to do now, since I created the file manually, I will need to add ng module. So this one, that WebStorm actually imports the file like dependencies on the go. So I would need to do something like that. Inside of this one, I would need to define imports. In this case, we have no imports, but that's going to be array. We also will need to add exports, which is going to be array as well. And we will need to define providers, which is going to be also array. For now, that's enough for us. So since we actually named our app routing module TS like app routing, we need to create a class here. So export, which means public class app routing module. So this is the name of our class, so we need to keep the convention here. So at this time it can be just empty class. So currently it does nothing, but since we added it by hand, we needed to write down all this. As well, we will need to add that to app module. Inside of imports, we need to define that we actually added that one. So we need to do comma here. We need to type app routing module, and WebStorm again adds that one here. So this is a lot of job actually to add each single new element. Okay, let's see what else we need to do here. After we finish with this particular model, we will try to add component via CLI command. So we need to define constant. Constant name would be routes, so this will be our main routes. And that's going to be array, obviously, because we will have more than one route. So currently we have no components to use, so we need to create component, and this is where Angular will shine. So we're going to src app folder. So currently we have this file structure. So since we need to structurize our app somehow nicely, we can simply create here ngg, which is Angular generate. C stands for component. You can type component as well like that, doesn't matter. And we can type name of that component. So examples page. So mind the camel case here. So examples, capital P, which stands for page. So Angular will read out that name and realize that there is two words. If I keep it in this way, then it will assume it's one word, and your classes would look ugly. So in this case, I click enter, and it actually will generate a folder examples page inside of app, and inside of that folder it will be 4 files. So this is controller for the Angular component. This is component content, and this is component style, and this is component test file. Okay, so let's include our component example page, which eventually will become our page dependent on routing, to our app HTML. So as remember, this is something which is shown directly here. So if I change this text, or maybe even we can add it below. So I will add it here, examples page. So as you see, it created prefix PDB, which stands for police database examples page. I defined this one inside of Angular2 Cli JSON file, which has various configuration for our application. So in this case, I added prefix PDB, which as default is app, like that. You can keep it empty, which is also a nice solution, but I want to keep it PDB. There is more settings, like include extra styles which will be loaded for the entire app, change default style extension, and some other settings in general. Okay, let's go back. So I added this one, I saved it, and it actually says example page works. And it says that because if I click F12 here, it will go to that component class and it will open our controller. And our controller has this selector name, which is what we had to enter to actually use this component. And this is template URL, which stands for what template is going to be used for this component. Style URLs is the same for CSS files. Anyways, if I click on this one and click F12, it also goes directly to this HTML file. So it's the same file, and it shows here. So this gonna be our example page eventually. So I saved it, and it's going to reload because it's recompiling now, and as you see, it's here already. Okay, so we need at least 2 pages so we can go from one page to another page. So we need to generate another page. So let's create start page, let's say, like that. So while we are here, I can add, for example, page for all paragraphs. I can add color, let's say red. So this is going to be identified that we are on example page. We also could define our PDB example page components display type. So this is going to be a block because CSS. It's just I just wanted to take full space of our page. So we created another file component here, which is start page. I would like to add that here as well, and P should be something like color blue, so we can easily distinguish those two. And start page works. So if we go here, we're not going to see a start page, but we see that we have red color for our example page, which is exactly what we defined in our CSS here. Okay, so since we have app routing, and now we have a couple components, we can actually add some paths. So let's do create empty object, which is going to have property path with empty value. That means kind of home page. We also can add path match we actually can do something like that. If you are in an empty page, you want to be redirected. So redirect to, let's say, start. After that, we can do path match full, which means if patch matches full, it's going to redirect us to start. Then we can actually do define our actual start page. So our path start, if path is start, it's going to use component start page component. I clicked Alt Enter, it automatically included the import in third line. So I can actually duplicate this line and add another page, which can be examples page, like that, or even with -p, so something like it. And I would need to do examples page component. So in this case, when I hover it, it actually says, if I click Alt Enter, it will automatically include the file. So I do that, and it actually imported the file. So my commands which I use actually are defined in settings. I'm using currently Visual Studio bindings. So if we open this here, it has it somewhere. Our key map here. So there is key map, and I'm using Visual Studio. So it has all these definitions here. But mostly I use F12, which goes to that specific item. So for example, if I click F12, it goes to that specific component. If I click Shift, it actually opens the search, and I can search for start page component, which opened me start page HTML, which is very useful. Okay, so currently we have defined 2 routes and 1 redirection for the route. So if I go to the app, it actually does nothing yet, and that is because we have nothing defined here, and we need to define it here. So router module for route, and we're going to use that routes variable constant, which we defined here. So we also need to import this one. So I imported it with Alt Enter again, and we need to define exports, which will be router module as well. So now we have it defined. Still not going to do anything here, but it actually broke the app, because it cannot find outlet. So what we need to do now, we need to define inside our app, we need to define router outlet. So if we go to our HTML of our app, instead of using examples page, we currently can use router outlet, which is default Angular element. So if we go to our page, you will see that now it opened at start page works, and we automatically been redirected to start page. So if I remove that and click enter, it actually redirects us back to start page. And if I type example dash page, it actually gonna show us example page. So this is how routing actually works. We also can do something like, if we type wrong name, and now it gives us exception, because we don't have that route defined. So we can do failsafe in our routes page here. we can actually do a comma here and type a comment 404 page not found, like this. So what's happening now? Now we can define our like 404 pages here, and it's good to know that Angular reads those from top to bottom. So it always tries to find if this matches, then it does that. If this matches, it uses this one. If this matches, it uses this one. If nothing matches, it throws an error. So we can actually do something like a path. So we're going to match everything else with star sign. We're going to redirect to, and we're going to have page not found. Then we're going to do path match full. So it's basically same as first line, just instead of empty page, it's going to use anything else which didn't match pages above, and it's going to redirect to page not found. So next one, we need to actually define that page not found. So we're going to do page not found, which going to use a component which we don't have yet. So I can create page not found component, and now we can use that component here. So page not found component. Okay, so it appeared. You can import that and save it. So let's see how that works now. So if I reload the page, since it was broken, I don't like to see all these errors. So if I type examples page, it goes to examples page, and if I make a mistake in the path, it actually still broke. And that is because, oh, I need to do 2 stars here. I think that's the reason why. So if I misspell something in the path, now it actually redirects to page not found, and page not found works, which is very funny that Angular actually creates a page not found works as a default text. So component name and works. Okay, so that's how routing actually works. So next tutorial I will try to add a slightly nicer navigation, like sidebar or something, to actually click on the links and navigate through pages. So thank you for watching, and see you next time.